My name is Jeremy Devins, and welcome back to the Quiet Mind Astrology podcast. And we're going to be talking about the transit now of Jupiter moving into Taurus for all zodiac signs. And you'll want to know your Vedic, rising, and moon sign. We use the Vedic sidereal system here on this podcast, which is true to the actual astronomy of the transit. So when we say Jupiter is moving into Taurus, you'll be able to see that with a telescope or just looking up at the night sky. Jupiter's been very bright at the nighttime, so you'll be able to see it very easily if you live in clear skies. And know it's in Taurus, but what house it's in is going to depend on your rising and moon sign. So when we look at transits, we look at both of those to understand how it's affecting you personally and internally in your mind and your emotions. So get your free birth chart at quietmindastrology.com, and you can follow along in this episode. At the end, I'll be talking about the Friday forecast, the transits of this week, and some of the ongoing stuff like the eclipse season and Mercury retrograde. And the last thing I'll share here at the beginning is tomorrow, from when I'm posting this, the Deepen Your Practice workshop will be live on Zoom. This is really fun. I'll actually be sharing one of the most life-changing processes that I've done over the past 11 years myself. I haven't shared this very much, just in a couple of my programs in the past, but it is one of the most life-changing exercises. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I would not be in the level of fulfillment and happiness that I have in my life without this exercise. So I'll be sharing that. It requires a little time and some depth to go into this practice, but I'll be doing that live on Zoom. And that's part of the Deepen Your Practice workshop. The link in the show notes, or go to quietmind.yoga/deepenyourpractice, all one word, and you can sign up for free to this free workshop. And I'll be guiding you through ways to deepen your yoga and Ayurveda practices. Those are the sister sciences of Jyotish, Vedic astrology. When we talk about Jyotish, we're talking about the science of light, the understanding of energy and how it affects us here on our human experience as below, so above, and these influences of the planets on us. Specifically today, talking about Jupiter and Taurus. So this planet Jupiter moving into the sign of Taurus, it'll move through the 3 nakshatras within Taurus as well. We'll talk about that as we go through the weekly horoscopes over the next year. But this is happening from May 1st, 2024 until May 25th, 2025. And this is about a year transit. Every time Jupiter's in a sign is about a year. So it takes about 12 years to go through all signs. So for everyone who is 12, 24, 36, and so on, going up every 12 years, you are having a Jupiter return when Jupiter moves into Taurus now on May 1st. Because every 12 years, it comes back to where it was in your birth chart. And that is a particularly impactful time where you're going through some major growth and expansion and all the themes that we're going to talk about today. So what does it mean when Jupiter, the planet of protection, growth, and abundance, moves into Taurus, the sign of wealth, enjoyment, luxury? And this can bring financial growth and stability. Taurus represents wealth and stability. It's the earth sign. So you can expect opportunities for wealth through smart investments and planning, fostering a secure financial base. This is, again, for everybody, no matter what your signs are, where Jupiter is in your chart, where Taurus is. This applies to everybody equally, that there can be more financial growth and stability, including, this could be a lot of growth in like cryptocurrencies, financial markets, things like this, any sort of stocks or investments. So this is very favorable for anything to do with wealth growth. Number 2, this brings your values and beliefs into the focus. So Jupiter is about your spiritual, philosophical beliefs, and Taurus brings this nurturing quality to tending to those beliefs. So there's a focus on personal values and beliefs, leaning towards traditional wisdom and ethical principles. There's a desire to do what is right and to connect to things that have stood the test of time, that you want to go deeper into those beliefs. And for me, that's the Vedic path, Vedic astrology, Ayurveda, yoga, these traditions that have been around for thousands of years and lead to greater understanding and wisdom and growth and learning. Number 3, material comforts are emphasized. So there's a desire for luxuries that may increase at this time, but it's crucial to balance your indulgence with moderation and avoid excess. Jupiter expands things. Taurus likes nice things. So you might have, what's the word? It's like champagne wishes and I forget the phrase. Maybe somebody knows this, but it's basically like you want really nice things, but maybe it's actually out of your reach and your budget. So be practical about it, be grounded about it, the Taurus energy, and don't overspend, overindulge, because you start to have issues of excess at that point, like obesity, swollen lymph nodes, swelling in the body, excess abscesses, things like this. Number 4, your relationship and home stability is emphasized now as there's harmony in relationships and a sense of security at home that become priorities, strengthening emotional bonds with your loved ones, one of the best transits for families in general, and creating more growth in the family, birth, marriage. These kind of things are very favorable during Jupiter and Taurus times. And then finally, practical wisdom and growth. Growth is steady and grounded, marked by patience and practical strategies, ensuring progress towards your long-term goals. So Jupiter has this longevity and staying power as well as Taurus does. And you put these two together, and now you have this stable growth, practical approach to learning things, anything philosophical, spiritual, really favorable for everyone. Now, how does this affect you personally? Well, you're going to listen for your rising and moon sign now, which we'll go into. If you are Aries, rising, or moon sign, this transit of Jupiter and Taurus improves your wealth and finances. So it brings opportunities for financial growth and stability, particularly through investments and business adventures. This brings family harmony. There may be a focus on nurturing relationships within the family, creating a sense of security at home. This brings your values and beliefs into focus. There's a strong inclination towards traditional values and philosophical pursuits. Your self-worth may improve at this time. You might find that self-esteem and confidence increases. And material comforts are a focus here, where there could be a desire for luxury and indulgence in creature comforts. And all of this brings a stronger sense of self and a stronger sense of what is important to you and expressing yourself through your wealth, family, your beliefs, your self-worth, and material enjoyments. For Taurus, rising and moon, Jupiter is now in the sign of Taurus. So having Jupiter in your rising sign, in your moon sign, is a beautiful energy, which brings a lot of personal growth and a lot of opportunities for self-development and spiritual growth. A lot of financial opportunities can arise over this year for you, where you may find opportunities for investments, and you may find yourself taking smarter financial advice and decisions and doing things that can lead to long-term growth, wiser investments, wiser decisions. Your health and well-being is as a focus at this time as well. It's favorable for any sort of holistic wellness practice, starting yoga, meditation, growing muscles like bodybuilding. This is Jupiter and Taurus is great for building muscles. And even if you don't want to be big and bulky, which a lot of people don't, even just focusing on hypertrophy, like building muscle, like doing 8 to 12 repetitions in the gym of lifting a weight that you fail in 8 to 12 repetitions, that kind of thing is great for this transit, where most people, you will not get bulky unless you're taking steroids. So you don't have to worry about that. But building some muscle and growth physically is very favorable at any point in life, but especially during this transit, it makes it more auspicious and easier to build muscle. And also, as I say again on the third point, any sort of yoga spiritual practice as well, it'll be easier and more opportunities to go deeper into those spiritual practices. So number 4 theme for Taurus is relationships, always a theme for Taurus. This brings more harmony into relationships, personal and professional. It can really flourish at this time. It's just a big green light, very favorable to move forward, have growth, have positive influence in relationships. Romantic, personal, professional. Stability and security increases. This can provide a sense of stability and security in various aspects of life, whether it's your home, maybe improving your home security system, whether it's yourself, maybe taking self-defense classes or things like this. So this could be very favorable time for feeling more stable, more secure in yourself, and then also externally as well. For Gemini rising and moon, this Jupiter and Taurus transit from May 1st to May 2025 goes through your 12th house. So this could really trigger a big spiritual journey for you, leading to self-discovery and inner peace. So the Taurus for all Gemini rising and moon ends up in the 12th house, which is all about spiritual path. It could be losses. So there may be this protection around the things that you own, because Jupiter provides a protective energy like it does in the universe, where it provides a protection for the planet Earth. And now you may feel this more sense of protection on your spiritual path and opportunities to travel abroad across the world and to go into foreign countries and foreign lands, maybe for spiritual purposes, like going to an ashram or meditation retreat or something like this. Number 2 is charity and service. So individuals may feel inclined towards acts of charity and service to others, seeking to make a positive impact on society. Wonderful time to donate, to volunteer, to be part of a cause that you care about, to just be generous, to give. And whatever that looks like, even if you, for example, if you create some sort of online content, creating more, just being more generous, giving more is a great example of this. Great time for introspection, which the 12th house really signifies. There could be a period of introspection and reflection leading to deeper insights into your subconscious mind. So things like meditation retreats, silent retreats, doing spiritual tapasya, disciplines, like maybe you choose to not use your phone for 30 days, something crazy. That's kind of crazy in modern times. Maybe not use social media for 30 days. Maybe you choose to go to a spiritual retreat, like a week-long retreat or a 30-day retreat or something like that. Deeper practices are very favorable, and giving yourself time for introspection. Now, the thing with all these transits is there's this tendency that if you don't proactively do it, it will happen to you sort of reactively, where you end up in a situation where now you have to take time for yourself and internal, if you don't do it proactively. I've just experienced this so many times over the years myself, and I don't say that to scare anybody, but just to know that you have choice, and when these energies are coming up, you can be proactive about it. But sometimes it can end up that you end up having to do these things. Like, you have to be introspective because maybe you get injured and now you are in a position where you can't just go on as things were, and you need to slow down and take this time for introspection. Or you could lose something significant, and now this makes you reflect and question everything. These are some examples of how this could play out. But on the positive side, it's like finding a meditation retreat you want to go to, or taking some time off work to go into spiritual practice. And number 4 theme for Geminis is solitude. There's a need for solitude and withdrawal from the external world, facilitating your inner growth and contemplation. Similar energy, but just making sure you have time for yourself. And number 5, sacrifice and surrender. So Jupiter's influence may inspire you to let go of material attachments and embrace a more spiritually fulfilling life. You may want to sell, donate, get rid of things, and create more space in your life. This is very auspicious. If there's something you're not using, this is a great time to let it go and let in what is more spiritually fulfilling. For Cancer rising and moon, this Jupiter in Taurus transit for a year brings enhanced attention to your social connections. This could enhance all social interactions and networking opportunities, leading to beneficial connections. Great time to be out and meeting people, connecting with people, making connections, providing connections, being open to connection. Financial stability. There may be an emphasis on financial planning and security with opportunities for long-term investments. If something comes up at this time for long-term investment, property, stocks, very auspicious in general. And of course, you always want to consider that and look at the pros and cons and talk to a financial advisor if you're going to make some big financial decision. But this is one of the most auspicious times for this kind of thing for you, increasing wealth from your work, finding more financial stability from your income, and to long-term investments. Career growth. Favorable prospects for career advancement and recognition arise, especially through your own perseverance and hard work. So finding opportunities to show up more to your work, to give more, to be more active, to be more dedicated to it. And through those connections that you make in your work, this can be more inspiring for you to persevere more through the challenges. Friendships are a big theme for you, where you may find strong and supportive friendships playing a significant role in providing emotional nourishment and encouragement. Now, this is always the case to a degree with Cancers, but you may especially want to make time and prioritize time with friends and people who can buoy you up and bolster you up. And through those friendships and connections, you feel inspired, energized, more opportunities arise. Wonderful to emphasize and prioritize your friendships this year, May to May 24 to 25. And then finally, community involvement. You may feel compelled to contribute to your communities and engage in charitable endeavors. If there's some way you can give back to help others, great time to be more charitable and of service to others. For Leo rising and moon, this year from May to May 24 to 25, Jupiter transits through your 10th house, bringing opportunities for career growth and professional success, especially in leadership roles, in power, in influence, guiding and leading and directing others. Number 2, public recognition. This may be a time of higher public recognition and acclaim for your achievements and contributions to society. Very favorable for people to see you in your role and admire you and respect and appreciate you and acknowledge you. Authority and power. You may assume positions of authority and influence, wielding power responsibly for the greater good. Now, you're always going to be leaning towards looking for ending up in positions of leadership and authority with the Leo energy. And during this time, it enhances that even more, where you find new opportunities to grow as a leader and to think of things that will best support the team and the long-term sustainability of the team, not just appeasing the ego to have the power, but appeasing the greater vision and what's going to serve everyone involved. Ambition and drive. There's a strong drive to excel and achieve ambitious goals that may characterize this period, where you may find yourself just more ambitious, more inspired, more motivated to get stuff done, to move towards your goals. Number 5, mentorship. Mentorship opportunities or guidance from authority figures could facilitate personal and professional development. Obviously, I'm a huge proponent of mentorship. I think it's one of the best ways to learn and grow. And especially if you happen to have Leo Maga ascendant or moon in Maga, there's a strong connection to ancestors and people who came before you. So anyone who has strong Maga, I think, would highly benefit from having mentors in their life. But in particular here, for all Leos, it's a good time to have mentors. And sometimes Leos, including Maga, can push away mentors and guides and say, no, I know the best way, I'll figure it out, I got this. And that may be true, and they may work out just fine. But particularly this year from May to May, 24 to 25, look for these opportunities. Be open to these opportunities for guidance from people who have gone before you. They can save you a lot of time and help you achieve success in your goals a lot faster. I think anyone who wants to achieve anything will get there way faster and way more efficiently and way smarter with a mentor. That's why I offer astrology mentorships and yoga mentorships. And this is why this time Leos would benefit a lot from mentors in their lives. For Virgo rising and moon, this transit of Jupiter in Taurus from May to May 24 to 25 brings this emphasis on higher learning. So Jupiter is going through the 9th house and could stimulate a thirst for knowledge and higher education, leading to academic pursuits or spiritual studies. You may find yourself drawn to deeper philosophical path, studying the old texts, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Tao Te Ching, these kind of things where you go deeper into these paths, you learn a lot more about yourself. This could be a time of major learning and growth. Also, some important travel in your life for spiritual purposes. And of course, there are a lot of travel opportunities during this time. Favorable prospects for long distance travel or pilgrimage arising, offering opportunities for cultural enrichment and spiritual growth. For myself, a Virgo rising, I will be traveling quite a bit over this transit, and I see this as well for myself. Very favorable time for learning through travel. I find I learn so much through travel and get so much perspective on things. And in particular, any sort of spiritual travel is favorable during this transit. Philosophical outlook. You may adopt a more philosophical outlook on life, seeking deeper meaning and purpose in your experiences. And you may find yourself just really connected to philosophical ideas. Like for me, for example, just how this might be playing out for me is I'll be leading a yoga mentorship group very soon, and we'll be going through the full Yoga Sutra text during that 6-month program. So 8 of the sutras every week over 6 months. So that's an example of deepening your philosophical studies and your outlook on things. And I know for sure that's as many times as I've read the Yoga Sutras, it's a never-ending deepening in that path for me. So as I go through that, I'll be learning a new perspective and gaining deeper insights into it, even though I've read it before. So it might not be something new in your life that you go through, maybe something you go back to and you go deeper with it, but it will bring major philosophical enrichment. Legal matters. Positive outcomes in legal matters or disputes can occur with Jupiter's benefic influence, bringing fairness and justice. Jupiter is the great benefic, and anything you need to manage, deal with, contracts, legalities, things like that, very favorable at this time. And teacher-student dynamics. This is favorable for interacting with teachers, mentors, or gurus, and can facilitate learning and personal growth. Being a teacher, being taught, in this teacher-student dynamic, you can really thrive throughout this transit. Of course, I teach myself as Virgo rising. I am a teacher, so it's very favorable for teaching work, and I'm very excited about it. But I'm also a student too. I think any teacher should also be a student first, and that's sort of the well that I draw from, is from being a student. So if you are a teacher, it's important to also be a student and find people that you can learn from, because it never ends. We don't know everything. There's always room to learn and grow. And during this transit, you may find really powerful, important teachers in your life that can have a huge, huge impact on the next 12 years of your life. If I go back 12 years myself from today, some of my most important teachers came into my life during this last transit of Jupiter and Taurus. You may go back yourself 12 years and find the same to be true. For Libra rising and moon, this transit of Jupiter and Taurus brings an emphasis on your intimate relationships. Jupiter going through your 8th house deepens your emotional connection and intimate relationships, fostering trust and vulnerability, where you can really go deep and open up in a very beautiful, beautiful way during this time, and have deepening of emotional intimacy, physical intimacy, personal growth, deeper understanding of yourself and others. Transformation and rebirth. You might undergo profound inner transformation, shedding old patterns and embracing new beginnings. This time of your life is life-changing. This is one of the big transits to go through. Jupiter going through your 8th house brings a lot of personal growth, and there's a lot of expansion here. And you may find yourself just blown away by how much your life changes when you come back and look at this over the past year. If you listen back to this podcast or just look back May 2025, look back to May 2024, you'll be amazed at how much you've grown and changed in that time. Shared finances. Opportunities for financial gain through inheritance, joint ventures, or shared resources arise during this period. This is a time where you may find out your spouse has a lot of money, or that their parents have a lot of money, or suddenly a lot of money just comes in through unearned means through your connections. A lot of opportunities. Maybe you get to go to beautiful places, do amazing things through the connections, through your relationships, through your business partnerships, through your work, bringing these new opportunities. Number 4 is psychological insight. A deeper understanding of your own psyche and subconscious motivations might be attained, leading to your own personal empowerment. This is the kind of time that's very ideal to do things like astrology, yoga, therapy, healing work, transformational work, spiritual retreats, where you can have the space for huge psychological breakthroughs and insights and deeper understanding of your psyche and your subconscious. And this is huge personal growth stuff. And the 5th big theme for Libras is occult and mysticism teachings. So your interest in occult sciences, metaphysics, mystical practices are heightened during this time, leading to more spiritual exploration. You may find yourself going into these bookshops and finding occult texts and these mysterious auto print books that have all these insights and are super inspiring to you, and crystals, and getting healing modalities at this time where you find these like interesting modalities you didn't even know about, and just leads you on this path of huge growth and exploration. Wonderful time to transform and grow. For Scorpio rising and moon, This transit brings an emphasis on your partnership dynamics. Jupiter going over your 7th house, Jupiter over your 7th house enhances your harmony and cooperation in partnerships, both personal and professional. So this is a time where you may find more opportunities, more support. There's a very positive ability to relate to others, very positive connections in your life, positive work opportunities. This is favorable for outcomes in legal contracts, negotiations, and settlements that can promote fairness and balance. Great for one-to-one connections. Strong alliances and mutually beneficial relationships can be formed, fostering more growth and expansion. Great time for going deeper into the connections that are close to you and creating more stability and long-term planning there. Great time for meditation and mediation and being diplomatic in how you approach things. You can excel in roles that require diplomacy and mediation and conflict resolution skills, fostering peace and understanding, where you may find it helpful to help resolve conflicts for others. So if you happen to be in sort of a coaching or helping profession, or in some sort of role where you need to mediate conflict or resolve conflict between people, this is a very favorable transit. And you may find that any sort of conflicts going on in your life can find more potential for fair resolution and more peace in your life, more understanding, and more harmony in your relationships. Marriage and commitment. This is a favorable time for marriage and commitment and long-term commitments. Now, this could be actual love marriage where you sign the papers and you spend the rest of your life together. And this is very, very optimistic, where you may find somebody very special in your life. And particularly if they happen to have Taurus ascendant or moon in Taurus, the partner, this also could be very harmonious for you during this time. But also is favorable for a long-term contract, like work contract, where you decide to go into this direction of your career path and you sign the contract and you commit to it. So any sort of big commitments at this time, a lot of big opportunities there, a lot of big energy to support you in having growth and expansion through that connection. For Sagittarius, rising and moon, there's an emphasis on health and wellness. This transit from May 1st to May 2025 through your 6th house brings opportunities for healing and well-being with a focus on preventative healthcare measures. Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, any sort of healing modality that is proactive is very favorable throughout this year from May to May. You may find healers coming into your life, decision for yourself to take some sort of healing course. Maybe you want to become an Ayurvedic student or practitioner yourself. You may find this very inspiring and educational, and this may improve your health a lot. There's more protection around your health, more opportunities for you to improve your health, become more fit. Very good. Second theme is service to others. You may feel called to serve others in need, whether through charitable work, healthcare professions, or advocacy. This could also include volunteering at pet shelters, taking in a rescue pet, and generally just being more charitable and wanting to help others. Third major theme is your work environment. Your day-to-day activities in your work environment is indicated by the 6th house. And this improves conditions in your workplace, including supportive colleagues and opportunities for growth that you may experience. So look out for promotions and new connections that lead to more growth for you. You are overcoming obstacles at this time as well. Challenges and obstacles can be overcome with determination and resilience, leading to personal triumphs, particularly health obstacles, debts, and any sort of legal disputes that you have, and any obstacles in the workplace. These things could all become a lot easier during this year, and you may find yourself just able to figure out how to navigate it. There's more of an optimistic outlook on everything, and this trust that it will work out, and it will. It's a very favorable, auspicious time for overcoming those challenges there. And the 5th major theme for Sagittarius during this transit is routine and discipline. So a great time to establish healthy routines and habits that lead to greater efficiency and productivity in your daily life. You may want to look back through 12 years ago, last time this was here. What routines did you start that you learned about, that you put in place, that you want to come back to maybe or go deeper with? And a time where you can learn new health routines and habits that will better serve you. great teachers come into your life. It's auspicious for starting any healthy routine. I always recommend the book Atomic Habits if you want to change any habits in your life. I think that's the best book on the topic. And if you want to do yoga practice, check out Quiet Mind Yoga Podcast or the Quiet Mind Yoga membership. That's a great place to practice and do yoga meditation practices. Very favorable during this transit. For Capricorn rising and moon, one of the big themes for you from May 2024 to May 2025 is creativity and self-expression. Jupiter's transit through your 5th house could inspire creativity and self-expression, leading to artistic endeavors and hobbies. You'll find yourself with more access to creative insight and more access to your self-expression. Less filtering, less insecurity, less worrying about judgment, more just opening out and being more creative and just putting things out there. Great for romance. Favorable opportunities for romance and love arise, fostering joy and happiness in your personal relationships. Wonderful time for going on dates, being more romantic, doing more fun things together. Children and parenthood is another major theme for you. There's positive developments related to children or parenting. Could bring more joy and fulfillment into your family life. If you're thinking about having kids, this is a time that is very favorable and auspicious for children. And you could sort of plan ahead. I mean, you got a year here during this time, a lot of opportunities for this if you are thinking about becoming a parent in this window from May to May 2024 to 25. If you already have kids, wonderful energy for creating more connection with them, removing challenges and obstacles with the kids, more play, more creativity with them. Great time for education and learning. Favorable prospects for education, especially in fields related to arts, literature, or creativity are indicated at this time. So if you want to go into learning something about working in media or social media or artistic expression or entertainment or publishing work, marketing, copywriting, these are all very favorable expressions. And if there's just something you want to learn for fun, taking a class, hobbies, things like that are also favorable. Auspicious time for speculative ventures. So I'm not an expert on cryptocurrencies. I barely know much about them, but I would suspect maybe this transit would be very favorable for Capricorns in particular to gain a lot of income through investments in volatile speculative things like cryptocurrency. Now, that's not financial advice. I can't give that. I'm not qualified to give financial advice, but I'm curious to see how it plays out. I approach a lot of this with curiosity. We'll see what will happen. But I would think, and if you have the money to do this, if you have a financial advisor who's in favor of this, worth considering. But this is likely a very, very favorable transit for that. But I could be wrong. So I'm always cautious with financial advice. That's a very personal matter. But generally, this points to favorability there, and it may yield favorable returns during this period in stocks. Anything to do with entrepreneurship, which is very high risk, very speculative. If you're thinking about striking it out on your own and having your own business, starting a business, I would think this is a very favorable time. If I were Capricorn rising, those are the things I'd be looking at myself, of investments in cryptocurrencies and or other volatile things or things that are unpredictable. And also entrepreneurship, finding ways to express myself in career that are more, you're the leader, you're the creator of it. There's a lot of creative energy, a lot of luck and fortune. The 5th house is fortune and luck, so this is very favorable overall. For Aquarius rising and moon, there's an emphasis on home and family, with Jupiter going through your 4th house, bringing more harmony and prosperity to your home environment, which brings more emotional security and well-being. Wonderful time for improving your home, potentially moving your home, and feeling more harmony and peace in your home. There's a protective energy around your home, and if you're a mother, there's a lot of support for you as a mother, or also potentially through your mother. So there's more support from your mother as well. Second major theme for Aquarius is real estate investments. It's a great time for real estate investments or property dealings, leading to long-term financial stability. So if there is something that comes up, if you have the means and opportunity, very auspicious for it. Third theme is ancestral heritage. Connections to ancestral roots and family traditions can be strengthened, fostering a sense of continuity and identity. So this is something where you may want to explore like the 23andMe or doing a DNA test and doing things that heal your ancestral wounds or traumas that you may have. Healing modalities, therapy, things like this can help bring these things to the surface to be healed. Journaling, things like this. So this is a wonderful time for healing your family lineage so that you don't have to recreate it in your chosen or future family or the family you're creating. Fourth major theme is domestic bliss. You may find fulfillment in your domestic pursuits and familial responsibilities. Things as simple as cleaning and cooking and making the home nice and just enjoying your home, feng shui in the home. You may find this just so nice. Jupiter and Taurus here. It makes things feel more luxurious, more expansive, more free, more fun, more joy and contentment within your family unit. Can heal a lot of wounds from this lifetime, past lifetimes, family issues, stuff passed down, and you may be delighted to just enjoy how peaceful, how happy, how expansive things can really be in your home. And the fifth major theme is emotional nourishment. Strong emotional bonds with family members and loved ones provide a source of comfort and support during this period. Wonderful, healing, beautiful time for connecting with loved ones, more care, more nurturing. That's the fourth house represents the opposite of the career. So your career, you go out, you're in the spotlight, it's high noon, and you get to the home life opposite of that. And now you're winding down, you're resting, you're at home, you're in your space, you're wanting a space that's nurturing, caring, providing for you. And this all brings more of that into your life, where you feel like your home is more peaceful, more nurturing. You love to improve the home at this time. There's more support in the home, more nurturing energy there provided for you. And this may be in your current home. There may be some improvements to your home, or maybe traveling to go to a new home during this time. Jupiter transits over the fourth house, brings a lot of expansion in the home. And if you feel like you're contracted in your current home, you may need to expand into a new home. If you already feel expansive in your home, then this just brings more expansion, and you make it even nicer, more comforting, more luxurious. Wonderful energies here. Finally, Pisces rising and moon, this transit of Jupiter in Taurus over from May to May, 24 to 25, is the theme of communication skills. So it's over your third house, enhancing your communication skills and networking abilities, facilitating connections and collaborations. So you may find yourself in more spiritual conversations and having more opportunities to meet people from spiritual walk of life that lead to new opportunities, more growth, more abundance in your life, more collaborations. There's an emphasis on short distance travel. Favorable opportunities for short trips and local travel arise, leading to enriching experiences and new perspectives. Maybe taking day trips to beautiful places around you. This could include taking trips around town, taking more errands, and doing things that involve like going to yoga classes or going to meditation classes around town, and things that feel more expansive and growth oriented. Third theme is siblings and community. Positive interactions with siblings or members of the local community occur, fostering a sense of camaraderie and belonging. Learning and education. Opportunities for learning and skill development, especially through workshops, seminars, or short courses, may be more available to you at this time, and they're more auspicious. If you feel inspired to take some random class that doesn't seem like essential, go for it. This could bring huge personal soul nurturing growth, not just material, how does this make sense? Does this financially, whatever. This time may inspire you to learn and grow on a soul level. And then the fifth major theme is positive thinking. So there's a positive and optimistic mindset prevailing, allowing you to approach challenges with confidence and resilience, which allows you to be more confident and take more risks and try new things, where you learn new skills, you're out more, you're connecting with siblings and family and community, and you're more optimistic. And this leads you to more opportunities. And overall, it's a very positive influence for learning things, exploring your hobbies, and connecting with others. So that's our look at all 12 signs for this transit of Jupiter and Taurus from May to May 24 to 25. Now let's look at the Friday forecast for just this week, April 12th to 19th, 2024. And just a quick little check-in. We've had the eclipse season. We got one more week of this. And you've probably gone through some big life changes, big life decisions over the past couple weeks. And how is it going? And maybe you haven't fully made those decisions yet. That's okay. We're still in Mercury retrograde and Gandanta, so not the best time to be signing contracts unless it's something that's been in the works for a while. But there may be a little bit of confusion around your thinking. Mercury's in Pisces, which is more this dreamy kind of thinking. And it may not be fully clear exactly where you're going yet, but you're going there, and the eclipse is moving into this new chapter of life. We've finished the story of the last 6 months, and now we've started the new story of the next 6 months, either willingly or unwillingly with the universe, swimming downstream or upstream, whatever the case may be. But Mercury retrograde has also got some twists and turns for us, and the more we can kind of go with it without thrashing, the smoother the ride will be. But all that while Venus is exalted. So this brings a lot more beauty and harmony into our lives, a lot of loving energy, very sweet, very nurturing energy. So if you've had access to that, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't had access to it, there's ways this can express through loving yourself and taking good care of yourself and doing things that you love to do. And this is a great time to really consider, what do you love to do? Where do you feel loved? How do you express love? How do you receive love? And enjoy this wonderful loving energy of Venus and Pisces. And then last thing, just a little check-in on where we're at astrologically right now. Jupiter's about to leave Aries and move into Taurus, as I talked about at the top of this episode. And that will be there from May to May 24 to 25. So Jupiter's been in Aries, a time of beginnings, growth, expansion, entrepreneurial energies, new innovations, new starting of things. So what have you started in the last year that you want to celebrate? And how do you want to make that more sustainable? So there's a lot of the Brahma energy of the last year. Create, start, begin things. Possibilities, huge possibilities, maybe too many possibilities. But now as we're going to Taurus, it's like leveling out. Okay, what are we going to really plant our seed into? So you have a seed, you need to plant it in the soil for it to grow. Aries is like, here's a bunch of seeds you could plant. You could do this, you could do that, you could go here. Now Taurus is, Jupiter's in Taurus, now time to plant the seed, water the grass, get the sunlight, and let this thing grow. And there may be multiple things in your life, but now we're moving into this growth of what you've chosen to focus on and what you wanted to start from the Jupiter and Aries time, which bodes very, very, very well for the next 12 years of this cycle, 11 years of this cycle, until Jupiter gets back to Aries and starts a new story of the Jupiter transits. So moving along, what's happening this week in particular, Saturday, April 13th, Sun moves into Ashwini. This is a wonderful place for the Sun to be. It loves to be here, bringing a more assertive approach to your personal and professional matters, positive influence for starting new projects and endeavors, while Jupiter's still in Aries as well. For this 13 days, April 13th to 26th, increased mental energy and focus. There could be some impatience or impulsivity in your decision making, but overall, if you want to start something, wonderful time to do it. Same time, whenever planet goes into Ashwini, it's also going into Aries. So Aries, Sun in Aries, exaltation. 30 days in Aries, energetic and courageous approach to challenges and opportunities. Favorable time for taking initiative and asserting yourself. Positive influence on your individual goals and your personal growth. And there's a potential for impulsivity here from being too assertive and too direct. I have Sun in Aries myself, and people who like to do entrepreneurial things, start things, create things, be creative, have this. So everybody has a dose of this now for 30 days from April 13th, where you may feel, what am I waiting for? You know, if not now, then when? That was a phrase I heard early on in life that stuck with me and motivated me a lot. If not now, then when? You say you want to start a career or move somewhere or have this thing in your life. When? Someday, maybe. Why not now? And if it's not now, okay, maybe it's in a month, maybe it's in a year, but why put it off? You know, life goes by so fast. Then also on April 13th, Venus moves into Revati nakshatra just for 10 days here, still in Pisces and exaltation. Brings a compassionate, harmonious approach to relationships, a focus on shared values and mutual understanding. It's a favorable time for artistic and romantic pursuits, and the potential for being overly idealistic or prone to emotional fluctuations at this time with Venus and Revati. Overall, very positive, very beautiful, and you may find a deeper connection with people close to you. Great for expressing your love, sharing your love, and going deep into conversation and connection with others and shared values. A lot of deep understanding can arise, harmony can arise in this time. And then on April 16th, Jupiter moves into Kritika in Aries, and then we'll move on into Taurus, Kritika, after May 1st. So with Jupiter in Kritika now, the expansion of Jupiter and the optimistic approach brings this emphasis on personal and collective growth. Kritika is a very caring energy. It's often seen, I see it a lot in charts of people who end up in situations of raising adopted children or children through their partner, or this sort of caregiving, protective energy of others, of anybody, of people even that are not their own blood, but they just want to care and protect and care for them. And yeah, Jupiter energy to this. So this brings an energy where you may feel protective and caring of others. There's a positive influence on creativity and self-expression and leadership. Kritika is ruled by the sun, and the sun's exalted in Aries at this time. So this makes you more creative, more expressed, more willing to step into leadership, taking bold, confident action. Very inspiring. Favorable time for pursuing new opportunities and ventures. Just wonderful. And if there's any sort of new seeds you want to sprinkle on the soil of your life, this is the time to do it. I happen to have planted some grass seeds like a month ago and happen to live in a place where it grows like crazy. So it's been really fun to just watch those seeds start to grow. And as we move into now, we're in a Kritika crosses over the two signs. So we're into that Taurus energy already. And now these seeds that we've planted are starting to sprout. And if there's any last things you want to plant before we get to May, this is the time to do it. Potential for overindulgence or unrealistic optimism if not grounded. That's the one big issue with Jupiter in Aries, is you may find yourself overly optimistic, naive, thinking you can do anything, and not really seeing the practical long-term implications. So grounding, thinking it out, talk to your Virgo friend, talk to your Capricorn friend, run your decisions by them, make sure it makes sense, make sure you're being reasonable. They will help you ground, and also your Taurus friends, the other earth sign, and just make sure that what you're doing makes sense and that you have a sort of long-term vision as well and a practical plan to get there. And there's a lot of potential, very big energy. So that's our look at the weekly forecast, the Friday forecast from April 12th to 19th, 2024. And if you're enjoying the podcast, take a moment to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps us reach more people and helps new people find the podcast and share the love of Vedic astrology. So again, the free workshop tomorrow, Deepen Your Practice, quietmind.yoga/deepen your practice. This is a great time of year to go back and deepen your practices, yoga and Ayurveda, to go back to things that have worked well for you in the past, to go deeper into the roots of what helps you and heals you and helps you learn and grow. So it'll be a great workshop, very educational, very deep, very profound. And this is coming up tomorrow. If you're listening to this live on Friday, it comes up tomorrow, Saturday. And if you miss it, you can catch the replay. But if you join live, I'll be giving away a free one-to-one session with me. So just for people who join live, just a little gift. And if you want to go deeper with me, there'll be opportunities for that as well. But super excited to share this tomorrow. Deepen your practice. And thank you for listening to the Quiet Mind Astrology Podcast. Look forward to sharing more with you next time.